Mabuhay, Kamustika, welcome, how are you? This is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, coming to you from a resort in the Philippines. And I was just at a wedding recently, and I thought, I wanted to make a video about this. It was a Filipino wedding. My wife's brother, one of them, got married. And I got married here myself, May 10th, 2015, and I left very impressed with the whole ceremony. I'd been to some weddings in the U.S., but I got to hating them so much, and I just felt it was harmful to my health to go to weddings, because I wanted to be married. Many of you know what that's like. You go to a wedding and it just leaves you like getting hit in the stomach. So that does not happen anymore since I got married. I used to hate them, but now I actually like them. So this one was a little bit long. I think it was about an hour and a half, but that didn't seem to drag or anything like that. There's lots of elements to the wedding. They play popular music that the bride and groom pick. I haven't heard a lot of like church music, just popular songs. And one thing I liked that the pastor stressed was a wedding is a divine event. It's not just two people saying they want to get married, signing a piece of paper. He said what God has joined together. What God has joined together. So something magical happens because God somehow joins them together and commands them to stay together. So before the wedding, they were not joined together. They were just two people in love, you might say. Well, now the whole ball game has changed. They've been joined together. The pastors really make a point in these weddings of stressing the biblical commands to the husband and the wife and what love is. He talked about Ephesians 5 and the husband's role to give up his life for his bride. He talked about the wife submitting to her own husband and everything. He talked about, much of this comes from 1 Corinthians 7, how their bodies belong to each other, because he knows that there's going to be times when they have conflict and they will not give themselves over as freely as they should. And he warned them that that is wrong and that is not to be done. They recited their own wedding vows in their own words. Now, I don't even remember if we did that. I kind of doubt it, because I don't think I would have been able to say it, because I'm an emotional person. And it wasn't very long. Her brother's was long, and he got through it very well. And then she read her vows that she had written out. It was nothing quick. It was very personal and done during the wedding. And I thought that was really a cool thing to do. They signed the marriage papers during the service, just like they did for ours. So that's a tradition, and I really like that. They have principal sponsors there. Lots of principal sponsors that are people that are influential in their lives, maybe people they can look to for advice. And they're sitting there kind of in the main seats, so to speak, at the wedding. And that's great, because that stresses accountability. And there was a lot of people there, as there were at our wedding, which I think is great. I don't think it's a good idea to get married and scurry away somewhere where there's nobody to witness it and hold you accountable to what you've heard. And the pastor looked each of them right in the eye and told them in no uncertain terms, this is what you are to do. This is what the Bible says you are to do. And I think we need that more in weddings, and he can do that because he knows and established that God is the one that brought them together. Also, later on, there's a celebration. After all of that is done, of course, there's tons of pictures to be taken. And by the way, apparently it's somewhat of a tradition in the Philippines where only one person in the family, a sibling, can get married in the same calendar year. So they've had, counting my wife's, 3 weddings now in 4 years, 2015, 16, and 18. So somebody missed out on 2017. So January 1st, 2019 is the first time anybody else in her family can get married. They have the traditional games. The couple speaks to the people that are still there. When we were there getting married, the principal sponsors, some of them, took the microphone and talked to us. Okay, and that was, again, encouragement, but also accountability. I remember her mother and father talking to us. I don't remember if they talked to this couple. I don't remember. They had a nice video playing that was part of this ceremony that was put together very nicely with nice music. And my mother even taped a video from the United States saying that she wished she could be there for my wife's mother's birthday, which I'll tell you later was a part of this ceremony too. And so that was nice to have an international message. There was lots of food. I don't think there was any alcohol served. My wife and other people spoke to the couple, lots of gifts, and it was my wife's mother's 60th birthday, so on the same day of the wedding. And so she was included in all of this. The siblings all took turns speaking to her. Very emotional time. There was a video tribute. They had a thing where myself and some other family members, close friends, some males would take a rose, hand it to her, and would do a dance for, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And I remember telling her, my wife's mother, how much I loved my wife, and she must have, she did something right to raise her the way she did, and I'm, happy that she's my mother-in-law. And then about half an hour later, I realized she probably didn't understand anything that I told her, but it's the thought that counts. My wife also, by the way, my wife is very generous. She paid for this whole wedding. There's a lot to do in a wedding, lots of different elements, people have to be paid, things that need to be done. So she got all that worked out just like she did ours, so maybe she'd get a part-time job planning weddings. And she paid for it, which was generous enough, and then she announced to her mother that she would give her this substantial gift. I don't know if you want me to tell what it was. Is that okay? Okay, so my wife has this idea for every year that her mother has lived, which is 60, she would give her 1,000 pesos, so that's 60,000 pesos. And her mother just, kind of broke down and was very, very, had much gratitude for that, to put it mildly. So it was a big night for the wedding, the couple, her brother and his wife, her mother. It was just, and I stayed there for the whole wedding and celebration, probably 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, it was hot. They had a DJ there for the celebration, so they had all the fixings there for that wedding, and I just think these Filipino weddings are the best, and they have a lot of tradition behind it. So anyway, I love Filipino weddings, not just because I found my love beyond the sea.